Beep.
Very nice way to begin the video.
Yes.
This is the mid-year book freakout tag.
I'm
Husband
freaking out.
And Luna Bear edition. Luna Bear in frame. Starting with question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best book you read so far this year?
I'm going to interject for a second. Where do I look? Do I look at you or do I look at the
You can look
the,
at
the good people?
You can look at the good people. Luna's currently
Okay.
looking
The
at me.
what's the question?
The best book you've read so far
Oh
this year.
man. I think final answer. I think I'm going to go
You haven't given an answer yet.
I'm going to go with The Forever War by Dexter Filkins. And that's about his time as a journalist in Afghanistan and Iraq in the early 2000s.
Best sequel you've read so far this year.
I think I've read 0 sequels so far this year.
You are not really a series
I'm not
reader.
a series man. By default, the final hardcover of East of West is my default answer. It was good too. I'm not saying it's
And what's
bad.
East of West about?
East of West is written by Jonathan Hickman and Nick Dragata is the artist, and it's a weird apocalyptic cowboy sci-fi with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
So pretty basic.
Yeah, your basic run-of-the-mill story. Yeah.
Apparently, when you are joining for a recording is when Luna's ready to
It's
play fetch.
playtime, yeah.
Yeah. Question number 3. A new release you haven't read yet but want to.
Oh, actually, I have an answer for this, but I don't know what it's called. I think it's last... No, I'm going to look it up before I tell everyone.
It's by George...
Yeah, it's by George Packer.
I was going to say Polakinos. There's too many Georges.
There are a lot of Georges, that's true. Yes, it's Last Best Hope, America in Crisis and Renewal by George Packer.
And the title seems pretty revealing, but what's that one about?
So he wrote The Unwinding, which is a fantastic book, but that's about kind of like, I think it's like 1990s, well, maybe a little earlier, like 1980s through the Wall Street crash. So I just feel like this next one's kind of taking us a little bit further.
And you've been on a little bit of an American history kick recently.
And George Packer's he's a good writer. Highly recommend.
The next one, question 4.
Mm-hmm.
Most anticipated release for the second half of the year.
I don't know. I don't know if I have an anticipated release for any time of the year.
Who's the author? Maybe their book already came out. That they're older and they just had a new book come out? Or we're going to have a new book come out soon?
Oh, Don DeLillo?
Yeah.
That was last year.
Oh. Why did I think...
I
Well,
don't know.
never mind then.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have one.
Biggest disappointment.
Biggest disappointment? I don't think I've really been disappointed in a whole lot.
Yeah, you've enjoyed a lot of what you've been reading.
I'm looking through what I've read. I mean, I've been very generous with all of my ratings. I guess based off of the lowest thing I've rated, but I didn't find it really disappointing, was A Brief History of 7 Killings by Marlon James. So, not a bad book by any means, but it is my lowest rated so far.
What
this
about
year.
your biggest surprise? That's the next question.
My biggest surprise. I'm going to go with Consider the Lobster by David Foster Wallace, because I did not think I would be as entertained reading an essay about dictionaries as I was. They're all pretty funny essays in that collection.
What's it about? Is there like a theme throughout the whole?
No, I would not say there's a theme.
It's just a collection of. Isn't that the one where it was originally one of them printed in a magazine and he had the most ridiculous, almost footnotes within footnotes?
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, it was in the Atlantic, and I think the April edition of the Atlantic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, there's like boxes of footnotes and arrows and lines, and it's super fun.
Almost looks like text bubbles.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
text messages. Your new favorite author, debut or new to you? You can answer both also if you wanted.
Oh, you know what? I feel like just because I need to shout it out. I think I'll say new favorite writer, because I don't know how many books he's written, but Matt Taibbi, Hate Inc. Was a very, very good book. Actually, that's one I listened to exclusively. So if you like audiobooks, it's fine.
And it's just basically showing the formula for the news, right?
Yeah, it's just talking about how media is divisive in the U.S. right now. So yeah, good book. Was there more to that question?
Either debut
or new to
new
me.
to you.
Yeah, so the other thing is, like I said, he's a writer, podcaster, so I'm still reading or listening to the things he's saying. So yeah.
And the next one, definitely one you'll have an immediate answer
Okay,
for.
yeah, for
is
sure.
your newest fictional crush.
I don't think. I'll say Jeremiah Dixon from Mason and Dixon.
That's right. You kept being like, I love him.
Yeah. Yeah. By Thomas Pynchon. So.
Another very eclectic,
Yeah.
eccentric. It's not quite the same as some of the other books.
Yeah,
we read.
that's an interesting book.
You should try to describe it.
Mason and Dixon, the real explorers responsible for making the Mason and Dixon line in the United States back in the 1700s, and it's the years leading up to the Revolutionary War, but it's Thomas Pynchon, so there's weird golems. There's a mechanical duck that falls in love with a French chef. There's a werebeaver. And then there's a guy who is a werewolf but then turns into a human, and for some reason his family finds that more frightening. And there's a great scene where the Mason, well, what becomes a Mason-Dixon line, it goes directly through this couple's house, and the wife is really excited because they're not technically married in the other state, so as long as she's like in the other half of the room, she's not married to him. So fun stuff like that.
You can clearly get an idea of what the book's about just by all those
random
unrelated
events.
things.
Oh, and I do have to say it's also written in like old English, so it's actually it took me longer to read probably than pretty much anything I've ever read.
Except for your book you're reading now is taking a little bit.
That's true, but I feel like I'm not spending as much time. Like if I sat down to read one, I would finish the one I'm reading now faster.
Gotcha.
Like if I, yeah.
So that was newest fictional crush, but the next one is newest favorite character.
Well, I guess I've only read 2 fiction books, so I think I have to go with Mason and Dixon.
Well,
again.
What about you can say a real person that you've enjoyed reading about if you'd like, since you've read it.
I don't know if I've enjoyed reading about a real person either.
You've been liking reading about Frederick Douglass.
Oh, that's true. I have been liking reading about Frederick Douglass. I've been reading Frederick Douglass, Prophet of Freedom by David W. Blight, and it's very good. So yeah.
A book that made you cry.
I don't think anything's made me cry, but a book that made me very angry was Blood in the Water by Heather Ann Thompson, about the Attica prison uprising, and it's a phenomenal book. But it does, I will say, maybe like 2/3 of the way through, maybe a little less, halfway through, it gets very court law heavy, so that kind of bogged me down a little bit. But if you don't know anything about that event, I would suggest starting there.
And then the next one is a book that made you happy.
Book that made me happy. I don't think any of these have. Let's see. Oh, actually, no. I mean, Mason and Dixon made me happy at times because it's just so goofy. Consider the Lobster again. What made me laugh a lot. So yeah.
Last year, because you didn't really get to talk about things you read last year, but you read what I always say Zach Galifianakis, because that's who
Oh, I read A Confederacy of Dunces. Yeah,
And that one
that's a fun
definitely
book.
made you laugh.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't this year, but since you didn't get to talk about it last year.
Yeah,
which,
that one made me actually like laugh out loud. I considered a lobster made me laugh out loud too. So.
The next question is the most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received.
Oh gosh, that's hard. Most beautiful.
Did you get a new comic or
Book.
anything this year?
I don't think I've gotten any new comics this year. Actually, no, that's not true. I'm sure. I think Black Hammer I got.
I was looking at that one too.
Yeah. Okay.
I could have sworn there was something else that you had to relax the spine for. Was it one of your Batman ones?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe. Did I get Absolute Dark Knight this year? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. Well, I definitely got this year. Black Hammer, Library Edition, Volume 2 by Jeff Lemire. And then this is the World of Black Hammer, first volume, Library Edition. This will make me cry, but I haven't reread it, so there you go. If I'm looking for a good cry.
The
I'll read
Dr.
that.
Star.
Yeah, Dr. Star.
Yeah.
It's 4 perfect issues.
Then the last question, what books do you need to read by the end of the year?
I have abandoned all TBR hopes and dreams. So I am free. I just read whatever I feel like. But hold that thought. I'll grab a couple things that I can't remember who they're by. But I'll grab a couple things I would like to read. Okay.
Okay.
I'm grabbing.
Luna finally laid down. Just gonna. Now she's staring at me. He'll be back. I know he's coming back. Don't worry. You should look at the camera. Show everyone how cute you are. You're adorable, Luna Bear.
These are 3 things that I think I'd like to read, but again, I've abandoned all TBR hopes and dreams. So, Gulag by Anne Applebaum. I'm sure that will not be pleasant. And The Line Becomes a River by Francisco Cantu. And No Good Among the Living by Anand Gopal. Those are the 3.
Also, I feel the need to bring up that we had played a game back in February that you did not get enough points on to escape the punishment.
Oh, that's true.
Do you remember what the punishment was?
I have to read a romance book, right?
And what else do you have to do with that?
I don't know.
To review it.
I have to review it. Okay, so I have that.
Hey, we
that's
gotta
the
figure it
only
out.
thing on my TBR.
Is that romance?
Yeah, is that
whatever it
romance book?
Yeah.
Yes.
I asked people to let me know if there were any good Scottish Highland ones.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Sounds
and then
great.
also The Silent Patient we were thinking about reading.
Oh yeah, we're gonna read that together.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Since I read The Maidens with my mom when we went to the domes, which I'll link that vlog, and then we're going to basically the same thing in a different place. So we thought every time we stay in a glamping dome, we would apparently read one of this guy's works.
So 2 times until he releases another
Yeah.
book.
So we can't go glamping again until
Yeah.
he writes another book.
I feel like he'll write another book. Thank you for watching. And
Thanks.
let me know if you have read any of these. And then I'll know you've read them.
Bye.